What's up, guys? Let's react to a day in the life of Amtrak conductor. I'm not going to waste time. Let's go.
As a conductor at Amtrak, this train is yours from the minute it leaves its initial terminal till the time it gets to its final terminal. We're actually responsible along with the engineer for the safety of the train. That is paramount to everything else that we do. We can collect tickets when time comes, but we are responsible for knowing the territory our train goes on. We have to know every square mile of that territory. We have to know the speed limits. We have to know when we're going to change tracks and if the train's going to get bumpy, because our job is to make sure that everybody on this train has a safe first and then comfortable ride. Once we get done with the safety aspects of the train, yes, we are in charge of the revenue accountability, we are in charge of collecting the tickets, and of course the fun part, going around and greeting everybody who rides the train. At one point or another, we do have to meet each and every one of them, which is a lot of fun.
The conductor is also responsible for handling anything out of the ordinary that comes up in the operating world. That means that the train has to stop and the conductor is required to handline a switch that is normally thrown automatically. And they will have to put their gloves on, get off on the ground, go up, unlock a switch, throw it so that the tracks actually change from one direction to another to allow different routing. The train hits a shopping cart or some debris of some sort. The conductor, along with the assistant conductor, would be required to repair, to the extent they can, any damage that was caused so that that train can continue to move. When you consider a career with Amtrak as an assistant conductor and ultimately a conductor, it starts with the online application process, online assessments, some physical strength testing, ultimately an interview and medical exam. And if you're successful in getting through that hiring process, and we bring you on board, you start with 9 weeks of essentially basic training, if you will, in Wilmington, Delaware, which is where our National Training Center is located.
The training to become an assistant conductor is very intense. You're away from your family for 8 to 12 weeks, depending on where you're going to work and how many rule books you have to learn. You do have to memorize a lot of material in a short amount of time.
They teach you all the smallest aspects, all the safety things, the basic things about railroading that are going to be the foundation for everything that you do as you work at Amtrak as time goes by.
So it's pretty cool. I'm going to stop right here real quick. I've went in already 2 minutes. So essentially they're going to teach you to switch. They're going to teach you to lace air hoses and probably change gaskets. They're going to teach you to throw hand switches or line switches. So you'll be, talking with your engineer, you'll be talking with dispatch, and he said you got to know your territories whenever you're going to be crossing over. That is very hard to do in a short amount of time. Really, you learn your territory based on spending time out on the rails. And, to be completely honest with you, I didn't spend much time in Birmingham. Now, I know the territory, but I do not have it memorized. In Sheffield, going towards Memphis, I had it pretty good. But going towards Chattanooga, it was so much longer. It's still a little iffy going towards Chattanooga. And it was just because such a long ride. Once you cross over to CSX, it becomes another animal. But that's pretty interesting. There's a lot of similarities between freight and railroad. So this is completely new to me. I have never seen this. I don't know anything about Amtrak conductors besides the fact that they deal with passengers. And what I have seen myself in person was at Meridian, the conductor assisting a reverse move with the engineer.
There's a lot on train handling and the physical aspects, and then they also do, of course, your customer service, your revenue collection, and things like that. But I will say that the Wilmington, Delaware training was extremely important. Everything that you learn there in time, you will use when you come to work here at the railroad. The instructors there are very seasoned. They understand all the aspects of customer relations, from problem customers to happy customers. They have seen some of the things that have gone wrong and have a lot of life's lessons to teach you when you go to the class. We also have to know the signal systems for every railroad that your train goes on. My train, for instance, goes across 2 different railroads, which means I have to know the signal systems for both. When you test on signal systems, it's 100%. There's no 99.9%, it is 100%. If you miss one signal, you do not qualify. If you do not qualify, you can't be a conductor and you won't be able to work at Amtrak. So your ability to grasp and cling on to these things and to maintain it throughout your Amtrak career is very important.
When you begin working as an assistant,
Signals aren't that difficult. Once you hear them learn, it's like riding a bicycle. They're all the same. Like for me with NS, I could jump on a train and be fine, whether it be clear approach, approach diversion, diversion clear, restricted. It doesn't matter. It's all like riding a bicycle once you see them once. Don't let that intimidate you if you're new to this channel.
Assistant conductor or conductor. Typically, based on seniority, you will likely work the extra board, which means you're on call 24 hours a day, roughly 6 days a week.
You're going to get a phone call 2 to 3 hours before your assignment,
Nice.
and
Better call window
have
than
to
this.
show up. You know, you don't know when these calls are going to come. You're not going to have the luxury of planning things with your families. You're going to miss a lot of holidays. You're going to be working on Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, your birthday, and things like that. And you're also not going to have the best schedule. You're going to work odd hours, overnight, weekends.
Depending on the assignment, your responsibilities vary. Many of our assignments are road assignments, as we call them, which means you work a passenger train from one point to another. You may work the assignment in the same day and return to your home crew base, or you may stay overnight at a crew hotel and work a train back the next day. There are also yard assignments that are not necessarily associated with passengers on a passenger train.
Oh wow!
Definitely
I did not know they had yards, Amtrak yards. That makes sense though, because you may have to add cars or remove cars depending on passengers. That's pretty interesting.
wake up at different times every day, be on a different train every day. We're kind of bounce around everywhere, which is also another great aspect that I enjoy about the extra board, is that it's
She's lying.
diversity. I get to work with
Nobody likes the extra board.
different people, get to see different parts of the territories that we work on.
Being on the extra board is great because you become very versed not only in all the routes for your particular crew base, but you also learn a lot of railroading skills that, again, when things kind of go awry when you're out on the main line, it's the things that those little.
He looks like a freight conductor, but yeah, he's telling the truth. If you do work the extra board, you do become very diverse. You become very versatile because you've been doing it all. So like when I was at Sheffield, I would go to Memphis one day, come home. I'd go to Chattanooga one day, come home. I'd work a local going up towards Memphis on the west end, going towards like Rudy, which is a signal. Or I may just go out on A87 was a local, go out and serve a couple of customers close to the yard and come home. May work the bump job, which was, or the bump, people called it the bum. It's like you're saying bum, a B-U-M. Bump job, just an extra board. It's just an extra crew in the yard doing the rat chasing, pretty much, just doing whatever needs to be done, whether working in a bowl, working a pullback, whatever. But yeah, the extra board does make you very versatile and helps you learn a lot quicker than just staying on like a pull turn that's going west or going east, north, or south, whichever way you're going.
Skills that you pick up as far as switching and hooking up air hoses and all the different mechanical things that can happen become invaluable once you do finally have the seniority to hold a train on your own. As a conductor at Amtrak, there are various physical requirements, nothing overly strenuous, but it is a lot of continuous work. For instance, each of our cars are 85 foot long. I only work a 4 to 5 car set. Some of our trains we work out of here are 14, 15 cars, but as the conductor, you typically walk that entire train upstairs and downstairs between every single station, sometimes twice, 3 times, depending on what's going on. So you really do need to be able to walk a lot. You need good shoes, you need good socks, you need to take good care of your feet.
You're going to have to carry heavy objects.
Very, very important what he just said, take care of your feet. Very, very important, which I'm currently trying to work with a sock company right now that everybody probably knows.
You're going to have to help people with luggage and things like that.
I would say if you can handle 50 pounds, you could do anything we do here as a conductor.
So some of the characteristics that's going to make you a successful conductor. Number one is punctuality. You have to be on time. You have to be neat. You're the face of the company. You want to project a neat, clean appearance.
Like
Being
crap.
organized and having attention to detail is critical. You also have to be a strong leader and employ crew resource management principles that you'll be taught in order to lead your crew.
It is very important to understand how important teamwork is here at Amtrak. Everything we do is meticulous safety focus. It's about paying attention to little things.
I want to back up. He mentioned a strong leader. I want to listen to this.
Is critical. You also have to be a strong leader and employ crew resource management principles that you'll be taught in order to lead your crew.
It is.
I wonder what they teach on leadership skills at Amtrak because I am very, very big in leadership. I have my own idea of leadership. Me and several guys I used to work with have talked about this for months and months and how things we think should be done, which is completely subjective, right? I'm not saying my way's right, but um, leadership is one of those deals where I have seen it be done wrong so many times, especially on the class one level. Even on just about every corporation I've ever worked with it's been done wrong. The leaders that these corporations hire, um, they're just most of them are snakes, and they fool corporate into hiring them for these positions when they're really not leaders. There is a difference between there you have leadership roles at your corporations, but then you actually have leaders. There's two very, very big differences. You can have leadership role and you can be a horrible leader, and you can also be the bottom man on the ground as a conductor and you can be a true leader. There's a big difference, and it's all about gaining the respect of your fellow teammates and your employees. And if I'm telling you, if you look at a lot of leaders today in corporations, wherever you may work, you may have this problem too. A lot of your leaders do not have the respect of their men and women, and it's because of their actions.
It's very important.
I'll make a video on this later about leadership, but I really want to talk about leadership with NS that I saw, and then leadership with new core tubular products in Birmingham specifically.
Understand how important teamwork is here at Amtrak. Everything we do is meticulous safety focus. It's about paying attention to little things, and it's about teamwork.
And you also have to be sympathetic and empathetic. You're going to be dealing with people from all walks of life.
Oh, that's a good one. This right here, his guy's good. This is one of the two things I talk about with leadership: sympathy and empathy. You have to have it. You never know what's going on with somebody's life. So if you have like a Amtrak conductor, you have someone that's come in that's disgruntled and pissed off. It's you have to be empathetic in the fact that you never know what may have happened prior to her being here 30 minutes earlier, maybe yesterday. Maybe she lost one. Maybe she's going through a divorce. Maybe he's going through a divorce. Maybe they, God forbid, maybe they lost a child or lost a family member, or maybe they're going through depression, anxiety. All these things you have to think about, and it all boils down to one thing: be kind. That's all you have to do. Be kind.
You're going to be in stressful situations, and you have to maintain an even keeled attitude at all times. So some of the exciting parts about being a conductor is that you meet so many people from so many different walks of life. And on the train, you do get an opportunity to talk to people and get to know them. And it's very interesting and fun, the type of people that you meet. Also, the benefits are great. You're paid well. You do get to travel for free. And it's every day is a different day. Every day you will learn something new and experience something new.
I love working in the yard, changing out the equipment.
See, I told you. She was lying about the extra board. You can't love the extra board, but I love working in the yard. That's what I love doing. I hate working the extra board, but I love working in the yard and working on locals because I love switching cars. I ain't saying she's lying, but I'm just saying no one likes working the extra board.
Getting to use the more mechanical aspects of our job.
I enjoy the teams, the crews that I work with.
Right.
My managers are a lot of fun as well. But the passengers really being
Never
able
heard
to,
that.
especially when you get those children on the train, it's their first train trip ever, maybe on their way to Disneyland or someplace fun like that. You get to be a part of something that's it's going to be something they remember a lot of times for the rest of their lives.
Exactly right. I bet you this kid right here remembers this conductor for the rest of his life when he's been on a train. That to me is so cool. As I've gotten older, my views on stuff like that has changed. It may be this kid's dream one day to work on a train, and he'll always remember you. And just little simple acts of kindness is something that kid could remember forever. So my mindset has changed in, money can't buy happiness or nothing like that, right? But what type of impact are you having on the world, right? So that's why I'm so big about this community and being very positive. And if anybody comes on the channel that's really negative, you can read the comments down below. And it's not that I'm not being sympathetic and empathetic. I understand these guys that come in on my channel that are really frustrated and irritated and just pissed off at the world have probably been going through a lot of good things, but I really just tell them just to leave the channel, right? I just tell them like you can just leave. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Just leave the channel. And it's not that I'm not here to help them if they need anything. It's just I'm not going to let that infiltrate our community here that we have, which is extremely positive. It is, and I'm very proud of it, and we're going to continue to keep it that way. This is a community about lifting up the new guys and girls coming in, helping these new guys help the old heads. So we have a lot of old heads on the channel too, and my goal is to help these guys and girls come in to also help the old heads that's there. So they call it the term babysitting. No engineer switching wants to babysit their conductor, but it has to be done. Not that they don't mind doing it. It's just it can get frustrating sometimes. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help.
That's because they're always going to talk about that first training trip.
If you're planning on hiring out with Amtrak, take that chance. It's a great career. It's different, but it's challenging and rewarding at the same time, I feel. And it really is what you make of it. And I really like it. I really like the job here. I really like what I do.
If you're somebody who likes to have a lot of pride in what you do and likes to be a part of something much bigger than yourself with a lot of team members that all work together to make something really fun happen, Amtrak is the place to be.
Right.
All aboard!
Pretty cool. I like this video. Of course they mentioned the truths, man. They mentioned the truths. You're gonna be gone. You're gonna miss your holidays. You're gonna miss time with your kids. You're gonna be in training for 9 weeks up in Delaware. That's over 2 months away from your family. Now, it's a sacrifice for a great career. What's the pluses to Amtrak that I see up front? 1, 2-man crews on freight. Try and go to 1-man crew. That's not gonna happen on Amtrak. You got to have conductors there collecting revenue. You gotta be very you gotta introduce yourself and talk with all your customers or your passengers. So you don't have to worry about the 2-man crew deal. That's really not too much to concern about, really. But the main thing is Amtrak pays well. You're going to make some sacrifices in training. A lot of the Amtrak guys that I know typically are home every day. They'll make a trip south and then come back north. So I'll be like on Amtrak 20 going south and 19 coming up, whichever way it was, 19, 7, I don't know. But typically they go down and then come back because their trips were only 3 or 4 hours. So you take off, go down there, drop them off, pick them up in Meridian, haul back butt to Birmingham, and then swap out with another crew if they're going northeast or wherever they go from Birmingham. I have no idea. I like the video though. They're honest. They're honest, and it's cool. I would love this job. The reason being is I love meeting people. I've always wanted to go to McDonough and meet all of you guys. If I could do it every week, whenever new classes come in, I would, but it's really too expensive with the gas. But I love meeting people. And I could do that job every day, all day. It's so much fun meeting people and getting to know them and just listening to their stories. That's why I love listening to y'all stories. Like I want you guys to reach out to me on Facebook or emails. If I don't read it or if I don't respond, it's not that I haven't read it. It's just I do get a lot of messages every day now, and I promise you I read it. If I don't respond, don't take it personal. It's not a personal thing. It's most of the time I'm doing something, whether I may be fishing or working on my boat or editing a video or who knows. I may be doing something, but it's not personal. I don't care what the question is. It's not personal. You can ask me anything. If you can ask me about, you don't have to ask me about railroad stuff. You can ask me about life. I'm here to listen also. I'm not here to answer questions all the time. If you need, like, I understand being empathetic and sympathetic is something that I preach. I'm also going to live that. So, I'm also here to listen. A lot of us are going through tough times right now. You got the recession possibly coming. Freaking mortgage rates going through the roof. They're looking to go to 10%. It's going to be hard to buy a house. Your house values are about to start crashing. Jobs getting crazy. You just never know. So we're all going through something, and just want all you guys and girls to know, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. I'm no licensed physician or psychiatrist, but I am here to listen. If you want my advice, I will give it to you, but I will not give you advice unless you ask. Just so we're clear on that. I'm not here to say that I know it all. But if you guys ever need anything, the links are down below, and you reach out to me on Facebook, you shoot me an email. If it's very, very urgent, and you need someone to talk to now, you blow my Facebook up over and over and over and over and over. Keep sending me messages. I promise you I'll see it. And God forbid it ever reaches that point. It's crazy the reach and the impact that you can have somebody's life just through video. Like, I know a lot of you guys have never met me, but I feel like I have met you, and I hope that you feel the same. Just because I'm on this little square right here you know, this is me. This is my true reaction. This is how I am. And, you know, you have met me. I'm the same person as I am on camera, as I am in person. Besides my language, of course, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a pretty filthy mouth, but I just don't do it online because this is I have a lot of kids here, and you know, I try to keep it G rated at most, PG rated at most. That's all I have. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I know it's a longer video. Amtrak had a good one, and I tried not to say too much, but Amtrak, I might need to keep my eye on Amtrak. I might have to apply with them if they ever hire in Birmingham, which I know they never do, but interesting. I think I would enjoy this job a lot, being the type of person that I am. Go to the channel if you want to see more, and if you have any other videos that you'd like me to react to, please drop them down below. Take it easy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.